It is Friday, December the 23rd, 2022. Good morning. I'm Pearson Bowen. This is the CBC Morning Report. The abuse and abandonment of dogs and cats in Barbados is now at epidemic proportions and has one animal sanctuary spending over $350,000 annually on average in food and veterinary bills. Karen Whitaker, Chief Executive Officer of Ocean Acres, in an interview with CBC News, said they have 200 dogs and 285 cats to care for. But given they've started with about 80 dogs 3 years ago, the situation is now at crisis proportions.
There's no two ways about it. It's bad. I get to the point where I'm scared to go out in my car because I know I'm going to find some dogs. You can pick up a number just on one trip. People might say that they don't see them, but they are there. Even driving along the West Coast, I was going to an event and I couldn't stop because I would have been late. But there was 3 dogs that ran in front of my car that didn't look in great shape, and on a normal day, I would have stopped and looked at them and tried to find out who their owners were. Too many dogs are loose. Too many dogs are roaming. We don't have a massive problem with packs of dogs. We have a big issue with badly kept dogs.
Ms. Whitaker says while she understands the new legislation to help lessen these issues, the matter is one of enforcement. And if the previous laws were not being enforced, how will these new ones be? She believes a national animal care campaign can do the job.
We already have legislation, which isn't half bad, it's okay, but it absolutely isn't enforced. So if we can't enforce what we've got, how are we going to enforce any new legislation? I would love to think that there's a plan, so let's hope that there is. More than anything, what I would like to see is a government-led education campaign, and all that would take is a few posters, a few leaflets, maybe some social media posts, explaining to people a few of the things that I've just said about what dogs and cats need. Some people don't even know that they need water every day. They tell me that they gave it water last week. So just some basic educational tips, which we're more than happy to provide and help with. But that is what we need in Barbados more than anything, to explain to people that Barbados expects them to treat their animals better and to wipe out this abuse, because abuse of animals, abuse of anything, abuse is abuse, and we don't want to be in an abusive society. We need people to be thoughtful and kind. And if they were and could be, then we wouldn't have all of the animals that we have to look after. So more than anything, an education campaign. And not just children. I don't mean that for just children. I mean it for the general population.
Well, this issue of strays and abandoned animals also carries a heavy price tag.
We really wanted to use our expertise to come up with a product that could give back to the community, and more specifically something that was really dear to our hearts.
Well, while there are volunteers who help, money is needed, and recently there was a launch of a special charity edition dog shampoo. Local natural perfumer company St. Lucie Botanists has added the new product to raise funds for the Ocean Acres Animal Sanctuary. As we hear now from Catherine Walters, the managing director of the St. Lucie Botanists.
We really wanted to use our expertise to come up with a product that could give back to the community, and more specifically something that was really dear to our hearts. So I'm a dog lover, and I've seen a lot of the work that Ocean Acres has been doing, spearheaded by Karen, and we thought that would be a great charity to really help. And we thought that a dog shampoo is something that everybody can use. It's $50, and it's a price point where we think that a lot of consumers want to give back. They want to help, but they just don't really know how.
Well, while the dog shampoo is the first foray for the company into other products other than their natural perfumes, they will be giving the sales proceeds to the charity.
can buy it on our website, our e-commerce site online at www.stlucybotanist.com. But we do have 3 big hero retailers that have stepped up for us. The first one is Always Summer at Lime Grove, which is a fantastic little boutique. The second one is Beth and Tracy in Holetown. And the third one is The Local & Co., which is a really great restaurant up in Speightstown who has a little kind of marketplace at the front of the restaurant. So those 3 retailers are our heroes at the moment that have come on board and are also a big part in participating. People maybe not realize that, but the retailers themselves don't actually make any money. Everything that is received by them gets sent directly to Ocean Acres.
Coming up on the CBC Morning Report, U.S. travelers to Barbados are being told to bring forward their plans, and Russia plans to target weapons sent to Ukraine by the U.S.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday.
So, I'm Sam.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Nadia.
And we're from the Television's Production Department at the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas
And a Happy New Year.
Season's greetings.
And I all booty hand. All booty hand. All booty hand.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Visitors coming to Barbados from the United States and indeed travelers overall are being urged by U.S. President Joe Biden to bring forward their travel plans. He's urged Americans to exercise caution this holiday weekend as freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall are hitting large portions of the country. Speaking from the White House on Thursday, Biden said that anyone planning to travel for the Christmas holidays should do so immediately because the massive winter storm could complicate travel and make it riskier.
For people in parts of the US, this Christmas is beginning to look a lot like their coldest in decades. More than 90 million in at least 37 states have been warned of severe winter weather. The Arctic blast began in the Pacific Northwest and has swept east, causing temperatures to plunge across the US and Canada. The wintry conditions and freezing roads have brought travel chaos and also misery for many stranded at airports at the start of the busiest travel time of the year.
Checked our flight, 5 this morning and headed to the airport, and then when we got here, we found it was canceled.
Tired, stressed, hungry, just hopeless, honestly.
About 80% of the US is set to experience sub-zero temperatures, including places as far south as Texas. The governors of Kentucky and North Carolina have declared states of emergency. And while people in some areas are used to conditions like these, many have never seen such extremely cold weather in a long time.
I think in my 7.5 years living in the Pacific Northwest and specifically here in Multnomah County area, I don't remember a specific instance where I can remember temperatures quite this low.
As the storm develops, it's set to become what US meteorologists call a bomb cyclone. That's when a system intensifies rapidly with its central air pressure dropping at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. That would put it in line with the pressure of a Category 3 hurricane and bring about blizzards as well as severe thunderstorms and whiteout conditions. The once-in-a-generation winter weather event is threatening to deliver the coldest Christmas to the Midwest in nearly 40 years. And it may not be so long until the next one. US scientists say climate change has made storms like this increase in frequency and intensity during the past 70 years.
Well, that polar weather now enveloping most of the U.S. and subsequent cancellation of thousands of flights do not seem to be having an impact on tourist travel into Barbados. That's the word from the chairman of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Shelley Williams.
We have had no cancellations coming out of the U.S. Due to the storm. I'm very grateful for that because it seems like the connecting flights into the U.S. might be the problem, but we have been fortunate not to be affected at this time. So flights are still coming in relatively on schedule and persons are making their way to Barbados trouble-free.
Meanwhile, in the UK, many who are staying home for the Christmas weekend are having their Sunday meal affected by soaring food prices.
Got an egg chip in there. Again, you use the eggshell to collect it.
School may be out for the Christmas holidays, but lessons are very much still underway at this London cookery school. It's chicken rather than turkey in the oven. Otherwise, these are the skills needed to put together a traditional Christmas dinner. But with food prices soaring, part of a cost of living crisis, people across the UK will be looking for ways to save.
Fill up on things that are cheaper. So, you know, turkey's expensive. We'll fill up on potatoes, which are slightly cheaper. Do roasted onions. Make a larger amount of stuffing on the plate. There are ways of compensating for the expensive food.
But these days it can feel like all food is expensive food. With inflation running at nearly 11%, with fresh food prices more than 14% more expensive than a year ago, and with energy bills soaring in a cold winter, many people are finding it hard to put on a normal Christmas this year, let alone a lavish one. Prices for the traditional Christmas turkey have been further inflated by outbreaks of avian flu. Shoppers in this South London market having to make unfamiliar choices.
We're having like roast chicken, but we're doing different things, and we've asked the family to just bring a dish, and that makes it easier and a bit cheaper for the family. So we're going to enjoy ourselves, but you know, we're going to have to balance out when it comes to the finance.
Today, right, between the butchers and the greengrocer, I've spent almost £100, and I've just spent £8 on fish just now.
There are those, though, who aren't just worried about economising during Christmas, but struggling to put food on the table at all. Britain's Food Standards Agency says 4 million people are now experiencing severe food insecurity.
Higher grocery prices have meant that the average household is subject to more than £500 extra on their annual grocery bill if they don't take efforts to cut back on that. And of course, we do know that people have been cutting back through visiting cheaper stores and also buying cheaper goods.
The Christmas break traditionally provides a welcome respite in the middle of winter from everyday realities. The cooking school kids are getting in some early practice for the weekend. But for families across the country, this year's feast is likely to be just a little less festive than usual.
Well, the Kremlin has accused the United States of fighting a proxy war against Russia after Washington boosted military support for Ukraine and hosted President Volodymyr Zelensky on an historic visit. U.S. President Joe Biden committed to providing Kyiv with $1.8 billion worth of military equipment, including the highly sought-after Patriot missile defense system.
Moscow has said clearly today that all aid sent to Ukraine by the United States, Patriot systems or other, would be legitimate targets to the Russian army. Also, the personnel that might be deployed with such systems to train or to operate these systems would be also a target for the Russian army. We have heard this clearly by the spokesperson of the Kremlin, Dmitry Peskov, and also today there was something very important spoken by the chief of staff of the Russian army, General Gerasimov. He said that United States is actively getting involved in this conflict through sending and supplying more weapons to Ukraine. This is what Moscow has clearly said. It will respond to the more arms being sent by the United States and other European and NATO countries to Ukraine. There are also another scenario that would be possible, but it's not clear if Russia would resort to such an option. That would be launching an attack from the Belarusian territory through Brest. That would facilitate the Russian army reaching the city of Lviv and thus cutting the main road that supplies weapons to Ukraine through Poland.
Well, Russia has announced plans to form 17 new divisions and a new army corps, restoring much of the military's former Soviet glory as it continues to wage a relentless battle for Ukraine's eastern territories in the 43rd week of its war. This as the battle for Bakhmut continues.
Pictures coming out of the city show large parts of the area in ruins. Russia could use the territory to advance in other cities, but Ukrainian forces have held their ground so far. Charles Stratford has more now from Kyiv.
Bakhmut is undeniably one of the hottest places along that 1,300-kilometer front line. It's a city that has been fought for with increasing intensity, I suppose, over the last sort of 5 months of this 10-month war. And it's fair to say that certainly in the last month or so, the Russians have made very little advance. We know that the fighting is especially intense in the east of the city. This is a place that has now been called a meat grinder, and that's with reference to that World War I battle of Verdun, where tens of thousands of soldiers were killed. We understand that thousands of Ukrainians and Russian soldiers have been killed in the battle for Bakhmut, many civilians as well. We also know that there are still, surprisingly, quite a few civilians in that town refusing to leave, largely, as is usually the case, because they have nowhere else to go and they're worried about their properties. Bakhmut is strategically important because it is potentially a gateway to other large cities in the Donetsk region, the cities of Kramatorsk and Slavyansk. But it's fair to say that the situation has come to a very brutal war of attrition and a stalemate.
Well, coming up at 6:30 this morning when you join me for Morning Barbados, All I Want for Christmas, a new music video by local artists. They will join me on set and they will perform that song live for you, so we'll get to meet who they are. We are just days away from the general elections in Antigua and Barbuda. We want to hear what's happening on the ground. A journalist from Antigua will join us to talk to us a little bit about what's really causing the talk there. And the amazing Kelly Cadogan will be launching her third album just now, literally, and we'll meet with her this morning to hear about what's ahead. Those and a whole lot more when you join me at 6:30 for Morning Barbados. The CBC Morning Report continues in just a moment.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you're an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an
A brand new fully equipped salon has been donated to the Government Industrial School to ensure that wards there leave with a marketable skill. Crystal Hoyt has that story.
A potentially life-changing addition at the Government Industrial School for its female wards. It's a brand new salon at the St. Philip Institution. The donation was made by the Barbados Labour Party's Women's League, which fully understands it's not just something more for the young women to do.
New craft, new skills, new opportunities. Independent members of society when the students leave here. The Women's League of the Barbados Labour Party felt this was important.
Yet, it takes more than this equipment to give the female wards the skills that would open doors to new opportunities. It also takes training. In this regard, Minister of Home Affairs Wilfred Abrams announced that the school will be introducing Caribbean Vocational Qualifications, CVQs, and the donation will assist in the teaching of cosmetology.
The principal and I have been working towards restructuring what is going on at the government industrial schools to provide the best opportunity, the best chance for the students when they leave here. We are both of the same opinion that they must leave here with a marketable skill. If we don't allow them that, then we fail them.
Principal Catherine Jordan says additional classes will begin shortly.
The cosmetology modules in the CVQ start in January so that they'll start actual certification. So I want not just to do this for this, but as many of the skill areas that TVET has identified for NVQ, CVQ.
The boys at the Government Industrial School will not be left out. They will benefit from a donation of barbering supplies next month. Crystal Hoyt.
Well, in its continued effort to assist Barbadians, the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation has presented gifts and donations to 3 charities. Rashid Best reports.
As an organization that touches the lives of thousands of Barbadians, CBC used its influence in society to bring joy to the lives of many families this Christmas season. The CBC Cares Christmas Food Drive was a collaborative effort between the CBC, Massey Supermarkets, the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust, and the Barbados Defence Force. 3 charities were presented with the donations. The Eden Lodge Youth Charitable Trust.
I want to say sincere thank you to the CBC team and of course to those persons who would have made the effort to come to CBC to drop off these items. I'm sure we can agree that around this time of year, any tangible donation is welcome and well accepted. And I'm sure that there's something here that will be somebody's dream come true.
The Red Foundation.
The Red Foundation really appreciates this gesture from the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. Over the years, the Red Foundation would have partnered with CBC with different projects. Just recently, in September, CBC came on board as a premier sponsor with the Walk the Talk. And we are grateful for the support, and we want Barbadians to know that CBC is on board when it comes to helping those less fortunate.
And the Dear Uncle Mars Christmas Charity.
So I want to thank CBC for taking the initiative to make sure to help get this stuff so we're able to get to the less fortunate. And I don't think there's enough charities around that can supply the demand of less fortunate people. So I really thank CBC and the whole team for taking this initiative. Thank you very much.
The marketing department at CBC is pleased to report that Barbadians were generous as they donated a number of items, including canned and non-perishable goods. A special appreciative mention was given to the Q in the Community family and officers at the Special Operations Company of the Barbados Defence Force. Marketing specialist Nicole Collins explained the importance of this activity.
As a major media house in Barbados, we've had the privilege of working with a number of charities over the years. And coming out of working with those charities, many of them have spoken about the deficit that they've encountered when trying to assist persons. These persons make up the community which we serve. And we here at CBC, we're glad that we are being able to assist these 3 charities. We hope to be able to do this and more in the years to come. An effort like this could not be done alone. And of course, it means that we have to give thanks to a number of persons. You, the people of Barbados, Massey Supermarkets, the Barbados Defence Force, and the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust.
Acting Chief Executive Officer Sherwood McCaskey regards such an exercise as the fulfillment of one of the corporation's mandates.
We welcome opportunities like these where we can partner with charitable organizations and provide the opportunity to our listeners, the public of Barbados, to give and give, so that individuals can experience a Merry Christmas, not only in word, but in deed. After all, to love is to serve.
Rashid Best, CBC News.
Well, China could be struggling to keep a tally of COVID-19 infections as the country experiences a big spike in cases. It's the view of the World Health Organization amid concerns about a lack of data from the country. Official figures from China have become an unreliable guide as less testing is being done across the country following the recent easing of the strict zero COVID policy.
Record numbers of infections have been reported since the government started easing restrictions, but deaths from COVID-19 have been relatively low since China changed its criteria. It's now only counting those due to pneumonia or respiratory failure.
WHO is very concerned over the evolving situation in China, with increasing reports of severe disease. In order to make a comprehensive risk assessment of the situation on the ground, WHO needs more detailed information on disease severity, hospital admissions, and requirements for ICU support. WHO is supporting China to focus its efforts on vaccinating people at the highest risk across the country, and we continue to offer our support for clinical care and protecting its health system.
The managers of a Shanghai hospital have told staff to prepare for a surge in COVID-19 cases as the virus sweeps across China. They said in a social media post, half of the city's 25 million people could become infected by the end of the year. Dr. Annalise Wilder-Smith is a professor of emerging infectious diseases at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. She says China is prepared for an outbreak, but is warning hospitals will probably be overwhelmed.
Well, in sports, England bowled out the West Indies for just 43 on their way to completing a 5-0 clean sweep in the T20 series with an 8-wicket win last night at Kensington Oval. Winning the toss and batting first, the hosts were bowled out for just 43 in 16.2 overs for their lowest ever total in T20 finals. They limped to 16 for 4 after the 6-over power play and hit just 2 boundaries in their entire innings. Seamers Freya Davies and Alice Davidson-Richards starred with the ball, with player of the match Davies claiming 3 for 2 and Davidson-Richards 3 for 5. England chased down the total in 5.3 overs, with Nat Shiver unbeaten on 20. The result means England have won all 8 of their games on tour of the Caribbean, having won the preceding one-day international series 3-0. Here's a look now at forecast conditions from the Grantley Adams International Airport. Today, 25.4 degrees Celsius at the moment at 6 o'clock under fair conditions. The winds are coming from the east-southeast at 26 kilometers an hour. There's going to be a low tide this morning at 7 minutes after 9, the second at 15 past 10 tonight, and a high tide at 20 minutes after 3 this afternoon. Seas are moderate to rough in open water, swells up to 3 meters and increasing. Small craft operators and sea bathers, please exercise caution. For Barbados today, this Friday, sunny with cloudy periods with a few brief scattered light to moderate showers. And for tonight, Barbados is forecast to be partly cloudy with a few isolated light showers. And now we'll look at some forecast conditions for some international cities. And that's it for today, the Friday edition of the CBC Morning Report. I'm Pearson Bowen. Morning Barbados starts now.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning.
I say the same thing to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It is Friday, December the 23rd, 2022. It is the Friday before Christmas Day. And if it's the 23rd, you know tomorrow is the 24th. That means you get your shopping done by tomorrow. Have you completed it? Have you set the house straight? Are you ready for Christmas? I think we are too, right here at the CBC, and I'm sure in your respective homes you truly are. I'm Pearson Bowen, welcoming all of you wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us on our streams, on YouTube and on Facebook. We are going to have a blast today as we ring into Christmas Day indeed. Now, coming up this morning, the amazing Kelly Cadogan. She's about to launch her third album. She'll join us to talk a little bit more about that. Also, sometimes we ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Well, there's a young artist who has the answer to that question. He believes we go up from here. We'll join with him or her in just a little while, so listen up for that. If time permits, we'll have some Christmas words to unscramble this morning. Can't wait to have some fun with you while we do that. We'll also be connecting with Antigua and Barbuda because the elections have been called. General elections have been called. We're just days away from nomination day, and they happen to call elections day on my birthday, January the 18th. What a thing. So we'll talk to them, a journalist out of Antigua today, to find out what's happening on the ground. What are people talking about? What's prompted this call of elections so soon? And what can one expect perhaps from the outcome of that particular poll? But you want to get started with music, don't we? We want to get started and get you into the festive mode early o'clock. And so there's a new song sweeping the airwaves in Barbados. I know you've heard the title before, but you've never heard this version before, I can tell you. It's What You Gonna Give Me for Christmas? No, All I Want for Christmas by the amazing Ruby Tech and Lil Gabs, I call her. Take a look.
Look at everybody up there. Merry Christmas to y'all. Give it to them.
All I want for Christmas is a can full of iced tea. With some trips I like keys and some stuff on my knees. With a bag of money, bless me up till I'm freezing. No stress it needs releasing, yeah. All I want for Christmas is a can full of iced tea. With some trips I like keys and some stuff on my knees. With a bag of money, bless me up till I'm freezing. No stress it needs releasing, yeah.
Nikes on my feet, these retro ones that keep me ballin'. Jordan my name, Jordan the brand, I need to check now bouncing. Christmas is here, the time of the year, you might be screwed when you're about it. The mood of the people, you're hearing your music and you tend to vibe, never doubt it. You might be broken you down, right? Friends coming over for bags, my turkey dog was down, everybody pitched in the spirit of more life. Got a ham and turkey, great to come in Hennessy on this way. Smiling faces, Santa's coming, just let's go make it this year.
All I want for Christmas is a can full of iced tea. With some trips on Nike and some stuff on my knees. With a bag of money, bless me up till I'm freezing. No stress and needs releasing, yeah. All I want for Christmas is a can full of iced tea. With some trips on Nike and some stuff on my knees. With a bag of money, bless me up till I'm freezing. No stress and needs releasing, yeah. It's the holidays. Bring on your friends, I want y'all to say. The feet on the floor and they try to hang. You playing the song, put it on replay. Enjoy as much as the only way. Yeah, I be playing it on play. I keep on singing it on play. Just give me everything that's right. It's Christmas time. I love it there. The ice, I'm dripping it. The style, it's just sizzling. My eyes, I'm dripping it. I'm nice, I'm naughty lips, spice, I'm cooking it. The bounce, I'm bringing it. The speed, we jiggling. All I want for Christmas is a can full of iced tea. Best of trips and Nikes, it's a sauce for my knees. With a bag of money, ask me until I'm freezing. No stress if he's releasing, yeah. All I want for Christmas is a can full of iced tea. Best of trips and Nikes, it's a sauce for my knees. With a bag of money, ask me until I'm freezing. No stress if he's releasing, yeah. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock, 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 yeah.
Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas, Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Rocking around the Christmas tree. Have a happy holiday.
So, I'm Sam.
I'm Azia.
I'm Nadia. I'm here from the television's production department at the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
Season's greetings.
And I all body hand.
Me too.
All body hand.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have a
morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So we're 23 minutes now to go to the 7 o'clock. You got that one, didn't you? I got it too. I'm sure many of you were sitting in your homes and you were bobbing as you enjoyed some great local music just released for Christmas, just in time. And of course, making waves across the airwaves here in Barbados. Now, the voices behind the track you just saw performed live on our set right here before our Christmas tree on Morning Barbados are joining me now on set. And of course, you know L.O. Gabs and Ruby Tech. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning.
I like the groove. I love the groove. No, like it's so gentle, right?
I love it.
I love it indeed.
We love it too, yo.
Yeah, I know. I can see that.
Yeah.
Let's talk to me, Ruby Tech, a little bit about the project. What was it that motivated you to want to do this Christmas jam? I know hip hop is your genre anyway.
Yes, sir. It was one question. Gabs and her significant other, Joe Cloudy, provided it. Do you want to be on this project? It's a Christmas song, and we think that you would be a good fit. We must mention that there was another artist that was supposed to be on it, another awesome Barbadian talent called Exo Jumpo. Yeah, but he couldn't make it, but we did, and this is what you're hearing right now.
You didn't think of me? I thought you were going to call my name.
Well,
no.
I'm sorry you didn't get the memo. Maybe the memo was sent in person.
Maybe I never received it by spam mail or something.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Next year is always possible, though.
It is possible. It is truly possible. Was God given us life?
Yes.
Hello, Gabs. You are the hip hop artist of the year in our local charts. And tell me a little bit about your journey so far and what you've been able to do because you're a YouTube sensation as well.
Yes, please. Well, I've always wanted to be an artist, but I always, was a little shy and stuff. So, again, my significant other, Joe Cloudy, used to always tell me, you got to do this, you got a lot of talent. So, I was always struggling with health issues as well. So, I didn't want to let that get in the way of making, doing my own dream. So, I start doing covers on YouTube and Instagram. Everyone was telling me, you should continue doing it. So, I got more confident and, I also talked to Ruby Tay, and I was like, send him songs and stuff and get feedback, and I was like, you know what, I can do this.
And you do this.
And I did it.
Indeed, and you've done it well.
Thank you.
Very well. You're welcome. And it's because there's some people who are watching this one who will say, but I don't know her. And so give them your YouTube handle so they can go and now search you out, because I'm sure following this morning's performance, that's what they're going to do.
So on YouTube is Life of Gabs, LAFEOFGABZ. And on Instagram, life_of_Gabs, or LO Gabs on Instagram as well.
Now, Ruby Tet said you and Joe Claudia all decided you were going to put together this project, All I Want, for Christmas. And so, what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, I love Christmas.
You do?
I love Christmas.
I second that too.
Yeah, I love Christmas. And it was December 1st, I think, December 1st, and I got in this Christmas spirit, and I was like, I want to do a Christmas song. I don't think it was December 1st. It was coming close to Christmas.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I want to do a Christmas song. So I looked at Joe and I was like, I want to do a Christmas song. We don't have enough time, but I really want to do this. And he was like, all right, cool. So, I went searching for these beats, and I finally got this song, and it was like, yes, this is it. And then I got the hook instantly. All I want for Christmas is a can full of iced tea. And that's another story, because I love iced tea, and I always joking, I want iced tea for Christmas, and I want Nikes,
She got Nikes.
Yeah, I got the Nikes. And, I told myself, you know what? I know 2 people that will fit this song nicely, so I reached out to Ruby Tet and Exo Jumpo. And, I sent them the song. They loved it. And, we had 1 week to prepare, because Christmas was around the corner. But so
I also remember getting to the studio very late.
Yeah, it was after 12 in the morning.
And it had to be turned in to put it out in time for it to make sense.
Because I think either the next day or the day after, we had to shoot the music video too.
Yes,
right.
So I already had the hook. I sent it to him, but Exo couldn't make it.
Yes.
So he was like, you know what,
we work with what we have.
Yeah, we have to work with what we have. So I had the hook. He came after 12 o'clock to record his verse, and it was still in the middle of writing my verse too. So it was like, every time trying to get, and then Joe had to mix everything to get ready for the next day.
We had to learn the lyrics then.
Learn the lyrics, everything.
I love this like that. We at Ruby Tech.
No, you can't call me Ruby.
But when you're at Mad Scramble, the best outcome happens.
Yes, because we could have never predicted the outcome of it. Like, people have been telling us that we've been interrupting their football games on CBC. Like, we're not interrupting every football games, but in the best way possible. We love this song. We love this song. On the radio, people have been sending us, voice notes on what's not of it playing. So it's definitely been a journey. As you said, the mad scramble that happened, and then what ensued afterwards with the whole story, the performances, because this is just one of several performances we've done. We've made the Nation News also. When the song was released, and people have been receptive and encouraging of it as well. So
we've been reaching a lot of people overseas, overseas as well. A lot of people.
Was it ASAP Rocky?
Really?
Yes, Rihanna's significant.
So what does that mean when you saw the response by him?
At first, I was like, "This is a joke, right?"
Somebody must be calling you here.
Because he's one of my favorite rappers of all time. And when I saw the message, I was in the middle of talking to Joe, so I was like joking with him and telling him like, stop talking to me for a minute, like somebody with a blue tape messaging me. And then when I saw, I was like, no way. So I was like, Joe, I think ASAP Rocky just messaged me. He was like, oh, stop playing, you always playing. I was like, no, dude, seriously. And then the tears started coming out, and he was like, for real? So then when he checked the message, he was like, yo, like, what up, sis? I love the Christmas. So I was like, whoa. I started crying because it was like unbelievable.
Well, I just like the fact that we're creating new content for Christmas, because we got caught in a particular trap of time, and now but we've been able to burst through that time now to create new messages and new ways of delivering perhaps old messages as well. And you guys have been able to help me where that's concerned as well. What I like about the beat of the song is it can play in any format on radio. Any radio station can play, because it's not offensive. It's just a nice, easy groove, and the lyrics are wholesome and positive, which is exactly what I want here on our radio stations for sure. And you notice, Ruby Tet, that on our local station, local music only plays. And so for sure, for us here at the CBC, we give you our fullest support.
Thank you so much.
Now, Joe Claudia shot the video. Is it ready for distribution?
Yes, it is. is.
For real?
Yes. It's been out for a while, and it's garnered a couple thousand views.
Yeah.
A lot of comments, couple
So
thousand.
where is it?
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just make sure I plug you, Joe. Joe's in the back here watching us as we do.
Like for Gabs featuring Ruby Tech, All I Want for Christmas. So you could go and view it, like, comment, share it, subscribe to the channel.
And it's all on all streaming platforms as well.
And we also must send a big gratitude to the spots that we did use as the backgrounds, environments, stores.
Yeah.
They were receptive to us again. And
Good.
Yeah.
So it's out, everybody. It is now out. The news, if you haven't heard it before, is All I Want for Christmas by Elo, Gabs, and Ruby Tech. Joe Cloudy worked hard on the project as well. And so it's new music from 246. It's on YouTube. You want to go and see it for yourself. Remember the names, Elo, Gabs, and Ruby Tech. Joe Cloudy. The song is called All I Want for Christmas. I want to encourage you to go check it out today. And what is also interesting is that, Gabs, you've worked so hard on this project. I know that you and your boy, Joe Cloudy, spent countless nights. We're going to get to meet Joe Cloudy in just a moment. Countless nights trying to make sure that it was working right. You heard them talk about those midnight oils that they would have burnt, just trying to make sure, you saw him move, right? Just trying to make sure that, that it was to the point where they can actually go out the following day to shoot that video. And I'm telling you, these young people are working hard, and they're working hard to make not just themselves proud, but all of us known as Barbadians equally proud as well. And then to burst into the world. Look at it right there. If you could watch your screen, folks, quick. Just look and see some of the video shots done. Elo Gabs, her hair was a little different, but that's the life of a woman. And so there they were shooting that video. Joe Cloudy joins us. Joe Cloudy, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning.
What does it mean to stand there and hear them talk about the project in the way they did?
Man, it is a blessing, I'm excited even to be here,
Yeah.
I'm happy to give CBC a huge thanks, for helping push the music and get it visual out and the music into people's ears. So it's great to see the product and materialize,
Yeah.
And when we first started this project, we didn't expect the response, It was just a last minute idea from Gabs, like, Joe, I want to do a song. And I was like, Gabs, they're too busy, man. And she was like, all right, man, just bear with me. Just give me 1 week and let me do it. Because the whole project was done in a week, from recording, writing, editing, and export, everything, So, I guess we worked good under pressure.
Yeah, clearly did. You clearly did. But you're no stranger to being creative anyway. Yes. You look through the lens and you see things that I didn't see. You're able to breathe that alive, which is fantastic.
Yes, man. I have been in the industry for a while. Started with ideal adrenaline from dancing. So using my experience from creating dance pieces, that helps me a lot with video, being able to conceptualize and pull stuff together. Even with the music too as well, we used to do the dance mixes back then. So, yeah.
Being able to break through with your work, though, how has that been? Has it been a struggle, of acceptance, of being able to open those doors for possibilities?
Yes, for sure, but struggle, I embrace struggle, because under struggle, under pressure is really created. Diamonds are created under pressure.
Right.
So I embrace the struggle. It has been a journey for me. Trying to make my mark in the industry as an upcoming, artist and videographer too as well. So I love it. I love the journey.
So he loves the drive. Now he has another drive, a brand new baby. I heard somebody just whispered away here. Congratulations!
Thank you.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
Oh, too sweet. So you get to comb hair. I know that's what y'all women love, a girl because they want to comb hair, want to plait hair, but girls love their daddies, even stronger than the boys, right? So, Joe Cloudy, what does it mean to have your own little girl?
Man, it is a beautiful experience, especially for Gabs and us. I don't want to get too personal and emotional, but Gabs is a cancer survivor, So within the last 2 years, it was almost like I wasn't sure if she would have been here today. Even with the music journey.
Yes.
All of that was part of helping her to to cope with the with the procedures and everything, etc. So to be able to experience the birth, and it was in the hospital here too as well. Sorry. So it touched me to actually see the creation and see what we have created. Like music is our little baby, but to see actual flesh and blood.
I could feel you right now. I feel it right away, honestly. And to see, I had an input into this.
Yes, exactly.
This is mine.
Yeah.
This is not someone else's that I'm holding. This is mine, and it will forever be mine. And so, Gabs, to know you have a strong, supportive father for your little one, you must be so proud of her. Must be so proud of him and the process. But the things that you've gone through, what has life taught you?
Never to give up. Never give up.
Yeah.
There were so many times, it was like, I can make it to see tomorrow. Like, it started to get so hard. I was crying, and I got really emotional. I was like, I don't think I could do this anymore because, it was a lot of pain and a lot of struggle. But, having Joe by my side every day talking to me and telling me, you're strong.
Yes.
You're one of the strongest people I know. You got this. It helped me.
Yeah.
And then having music there as well. When I'm in music and modeling and stuff, I zone in and forget everything. Forget that I even sick,
Yes.
So that never giving up, that's very, very important to have in
So there's a lot of truth in that. But now that you open your eyes every morning and you look into the cradle, you see Maya.
Yeah,
Talk to me about that. Talk to me.
It's still so real. Like, I look at her every day, and plus she's like this splitting image of me. So it's like I feel like I give birth to myself. So it's like when I look in her eyes and I see her smile, like, you're so happy. And she's so beautiful and peaceful.
Yeah.
It's just still a surreal moment because it's one of the things I always wanted to.
Yes.
And then have her here, physically here now is like.
Yeah, she's here.
Words can't even explain. Like, so speechless.
It is. I'm telling you, I'm so happy for both of you. What's her name, by the way?
Ocean Blossom.
Oh, nice. Ocean Blossom.
Yeah.
Who can both of you agree the name, or was it her, Joe Claudia? Was it Mummy?
Man, it's her name. Her name has so many different influences. My mom from time she found out about the birth, she was like blossom, like everything started blossoming.
Yes.
So even everything was just blossoming.
So even before she was here, my mom was calling her Blossom.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And Gabs had fell in love with the name Ocean, like
from a kid. It has so much meaning. It could go on and on and all day.
Nice. So Ocean Blossom is the offspring of Joe Claudia and Elo Gabs.
Yes.
And we are immensely proud of it. So now we understand all I want for Christmas. We get it.
Yeah.
We get
exactly.
it. You got it for Christmas indeed. Folks, the song is available on YouTube. Go check it out today. It's available on radio as well. So call and request it too. And is it also available for download?
Yes,
Good.
on all streaming platforms.
Good. Well said. That's the way we do it. Congratulations. All the very best for the future projects as well. You're very welcome. As we go to break, let's take one more look and we're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The CBC That Made Us, featuring programming from yesteryear, which impacted the lives of many Barbadians. Join me, Sean Green, taking you back to some of your favorite shows from the late 70s, 80s, and 90s during the series The CBC That Made Us, every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. and repeated on Fridays, 11:30 a.m. The CBC That Made Us.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Some ads
What makes Barbados so special?
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
A very merry welcome to Light and Power's Santa's Workshop. Now, each year, our employees spread Christmas joy and cheer to less fortunate people, charities, and communities right across the island through donations and Christmas baskets. And guess what? This year, we want to brighten your Christmas. Okay, so here we are in Santa's Workshop at the Barbados Light and Power, and you can see everyone's hard at work, the elves, the helpers, everything is great. And we are here with the chief elf, or Mrs. Claus, Jackie Marshall-Clark, and as you know, she is the manager of communications and government relations here at the Light and Power. Jackie, thank you so much for making your debut on Energy Talks.
Thank you, Shane. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Now, you know this is a fantastic initiative, Brighten Your Christmas. We love it, everybody loves it. Tell me a little bit about the background, the idea, where it came from.
As you well know, all year round we focus our community initiatives on special giving to support the government and to support the communities in which we live and work. But in December, our theme is always Brighten Your Christmas, because we encourage people not only to brighten up with lights, but brighten up with laughter and brighten up with love. So we always tell our employees, let's change our attitude, let's look out for our friends and family, and then from a community perspective, we get into the community. And we seek to help people who need help most.
Mr. Jones, we heard about your story. We were looking for an initiative to give back at Christmas. We heard about the break-in at the school. You had 2 break-ins, and you said that you had lost the stove, and the stove was a part of the breakfast program. Light and Power decided that that would be a good initiative to offer you a stove. On behalf of Light and Power, the entire Light and Power and the management, we want to present you with this stove as a token of appreciation.
Mr. Ramsey, on behalf of the principal, myself, the staff, the students, the teachers of the Ada Costa Edwards Primary, we want to express our sincere thanks to you, Mr. Ramsey, and your team at the Barbados Light and Power for your generous donation of this stove. It would greatly assist our breakfast program, and I assure you, it will be an asset to our breakfast program and to all of those children who are in need. Thank you.
And I'm happy to have Brenda Foster of Precious Touch Foundation with us. Brenda, thank you for speaking with us, and tell us a bit about the role of your organization.
The role of Precious Touch Foundation is very simple. We grant wishes to children who have special needs, medical needs, and we allow them to decide what kind of a wish they want.
Okay.
These wishes will include, I wish to have, I wish to go, I wish to meet, and I wish to be. Once they have specified that wish, we do everything that we can to make sure that those wishes come true. This year, the Christmas party will be at the Barbados Defence Force, and we are very, very pleased to have the Barbados Light and Power come to us and say, we would like to help, what can we do? And they have come forward and said they will donate all of the gifts for the Santa to deliver to them at the Christmas party. So we are thrilled.
So Jackie, after hearing those words from Brenda, one thing we can say is that the initiative is powerful, it's impactful. How do those words make you feel?
Very happy. As a matter of fact, people would say, please as punch. It really speaks to who we are at Light and Power. Always willing to lend support to government, to be of service to our customers, but more so to be an integral part of the communities in which we work and live.
That is absolutely wonderful. Merry Christmas, Jackie.
Merry Christmas again.
So, from all of us here at Light and Power, we're wishing you a safe and Merry Christmas, and of course, Happy Holidays. Remember, you can reach Light and Power every day during this holiday season. Our emergency hotline number is 626-9000. Here's this week's Customer Power Tip.
I am Paula Palmer, Systems Engineer, and for my customer tips, I want to remind you of 3 C's as we celebrate this holiday season. Crime. Be careful, be vigilant, be aware of what's going on around you. Conserve. During this season, energy usage is higher. Look for ways to save energy. And care. Find or create opportunities to show your care for others, whether it be in a small or a big way.
Such great word there by the team from the Barbados Light and Power. We wish all of you too a very Merry Christmas. To my good friend Jackie Marshall Clark, good to see you. Merry Christmas to you, yours and your crew from the Barbados Light and Power. We're going to take a break here. We're coming back with the news and more in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's the event to end the year. Q in the Community presents Q Dance. This Old Year's Night at Highgate Bar, Dash Valley, St. George. Watch the fireworks, dance under the stars, or ring in the new year with your favorite bottle and friends in the table zone. Free Q Punch from 8 until 10 p.m. This Old Year's Night, dress your best and head to Highgate Bar from 8 p.m. until you say when. It's a big people party. This Old Year's Night, music by DJ King Scorpion, DJ Dr. Scotty, and more. Early bird tickets are available at $40 from Super Style Shoe Shop Sky Mall at the corner of James and Roebuck Street and Highgate Bar.
Season's greetings from the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday.
So, I'm Sam.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Nadia.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
In the news now, the abuse and abandonment of dogs and cats in Barbados is now at epidemic proportions and has one animal sanctuary spending over $350,000 annually on average in food and veterinary bills. Karen Whitaker, the Chief Executive Officer of Ocean Acres, in an interview with CBC News, said they have 200 dogs and 285 cats to care for. But given they started with about 80 dogs 3 years ago, the situation is now at crisis proportions.
There's no two ways about it. It's bad. I get to the point where I'm scared to go out in my car because I know I'm going to find some dogs. You can pick up a number just on one trip. People might say that they don't see them, but they are there. Even driving along the West Coast, I was going to an event and I couldn't stop because I would have been late. But there was 3 dogs that ran in front of my car that didn't look in great shape, you know, and on a normal day I would have stopped and looked at them and tried to find out who their owners were. Too many dogs are loose, too many dogs are roaming. We don't have a massive problem with packs of dogs. We have a bad, big issue with badly kept dogs.
Ms. Whitaker says while she understands the new legislation to help lessen these issues, the matter is one of enforcement. And if the previous laws were not being enforced, how will these new ones be? She believes a national animal care campaign can do the job.
We already have legislation, which isn't half bad, you know, it's okay, but it absolutely isn't enforced. So if we can't enforce what we've got, how are we going to enforce any new legislation? I would love to think that there's a plan, so let's hope that there is. More than anything, what I would like to see is a government-led education campaign. And all that would take is a few posters, a few leaflets, maybe some social media posts, explaining to people a few of the things that I've just said about what dogs and cats need. Some people don't even know that they need water every day. They tell me that they gave it water last week. So just some basic educational tips, which we're more than happy to provide and help with. But that is what we need in Barbados more than anything, to explain to people that Barbados expects them to treat their animals better and to wipe out this abuse, because abuse of animals, abuse of anything, abuse is abuse, and we don't want to be in an abusive society. We need people to be thoughtful and kind, and if they were and could be, then we wouldn't have all of the animals that we have to look after. So more than anything, an education campaign, and not just children. I don't mean that for just children, I mean it for the general population.
Visitors coming to Barbados from the United States and indeed travelers overall are being urged by U.S. President Joe Biden to bring forward their travel plans. He's urged Americans to exercise caution this holiday weekend as freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall are hitting large parts of the country. Speaking from the White House on Thursday, Biden said that anyone planning to travel for the Christmas holiday should do so immediately because the massive winter storm could complicate travel and make it riskier.
For people in parts of the US, this Christmas is beginning to look a lot like their coldest in decades. More than 90 million in at least 37 states have been warned of severe winter weather. The Arctic blast began in the Pacific Northwest and has swept east, causing temperatures to plunge across the US and Canada. The wintry conditions and freezing roads have brought travel chaos and also misery for many stranded at airports at the start of the busiest travel time of the year.
Checked our flight, 5 this morning and headed to the airport, and then when we got here, we found it was canceled.
Tired, stressed, hungry, just hopeless, honestly.
About 80% of the US is set to experience sub-zero temperatures, including places as far south as Texas. The governors of Kentucky and North Carolina have declared states of emergency. And while people in some areas are used to conditions like these, many have never seen such extremely cold weather in a long time.
I think in my 7.5 years living in the Pacific Northwest and specifically here in Monongalia County area, I don't remember a specific instance where I can remember temperatures quite this low.
As the storm develops, it's set to become what US meteorologists call a bomb cyclone. That's when a system intensifies rapidly with its central air pressure dropping at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. That would put it in line with the pressure of a Category 3 hurricane and bring about blizzards as well as severe thunderstorms and whiteout conditions.
The once-in-a-generation winter weather event is threatening to deliver the coldest Christmas to the Midwest in nearly 40 years. And it may not be so long until the next one. US scientists say climate change has made storms like this increase in frequency and intensity during the past 70 years.
In its continued effort to assist Barbadians, the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation has presented gifts and donations to 3 charities. Rashid Best tells us more.
As an organization that touches the lives of thousands of Barbadians, CBC used its influence in society to bring joy to the lives of many families this Christmas season. The CBC Cares Christmas Food Drive was a collaborative effort between the CBC, Massey Supermarkets, the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust, and the Barbados Defence Force. 3 charities were presented with the donations. The Eden Lodge Youth Charitable Trust.
I want to say sincere thank you to the CBC team and of course to those persons who would have made the effort to come to CBC to drop off these items. I'm sure we can agree that around this time of year, any tangible donation is welcome and well accepted. And I'm sure that there's something here that will be somebody's dream come true.
The Red Foundation.
The Red Foundation really appreciates this gesture from the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation. Over the years, the Red Foundation would have partnered with CBC with different projects. Just recently, in September, CBC came on board as a premier sponsor with the Walk the Talk. And we are grateful for the support, and we want Barbadians to know that CBC is on board when it comes to helping those less fortunate.
And the Dear Uncle Mars Christmas Charity.
So I want to thank CBC for taking the initiative to make sure to help get this stuff so we'll be able to get to the less fortunate. And I don't think there's enough charities around that can supply the demand of less fortunate people. So I really thank CBC and the whole team for taking this initiative. Thank you very much.
The marketing department at CBC is pleased to report that Barbadians were generous as they donated a number of items, including canned and non-perishable goods. A special appreciative mention was given to the Q in the Community family and officers at the Special Operations Company of the Barbados Defence Force. Marketing specialist Nicole Collins explained the importance of this activity.
As a major media house in Barbados, we've had the privilege of working with a number of charities over the years. And coming out of working with those charities, many of them have spoken about the deficit that they've encountered when trying to assist persons. These persons make up the community which we serve, and we here at CBC, we're glad that we are being able to assist these 3 charities. We hope to be able to do this and more in the years to come. An effort like this could not be done alone, and of course it means that we have to give thanks to a number of persons. You, the people of Barbados, Massey Supermarkets, the Barbados Defence Force, and the Sandy Lane Charitable Trust.
Acting Chief Executive Officer Sherwood McCaskey regards such an exercise as the fulfillment of one of the corporation's mandates.
We welcome opportunities like these where we can partner with charitable organizations and provide the opportunity to our listeners, the public of Barbados, to give and give so that individuals can experience a Merry Christmas, not only in word, but in deed. After all, to love is to serve.
Rashid Best, CBC News.
All right, that's the news until now. More news right here on TV8 at 12 noon in the CBC Newsday. Morning Barbados continues in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday.
So, I'm Sam.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Nadia. And we're from the Television's Production Department at the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
Season's greetings.
And I all body hand.
Me too.
All body hand.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 12 minutes now after the hour of 7 o'clock this Friday morning, Friday the 23rd of December. We are 2 days away from the big day that you've all been getting ready for, Christmas Day. That means you have today and tomorrow to complete all that you need to do in time for the dawn of 25th of December. To each of you, we wish you the best of luck. And as you scramble hither, thither and yon, please do so very, very safely. Now let's turn our attention to Antigua and Barbuda. Just days ago, the Prime Minister Gaston Brown announced general elections in Antigua and Barbuda slated for January the 18th, 2023, with nomination day coming up on the 28th. We're joined now by the journalist and radio host of The Wake Up Call in Antigua, Kieran Murdoch. He joins us now. Good morning to you, Kieran.
Hi, good morning. It's a bright morning in Antigua and Barbuda. I'm happy to be here with you this morning.
As is for us here in Barbados as well, and thank you so much for joining us. Now, Kieran, you are in the midst of campaigning for an upcoming general election. With nomination day coming up, what are the parties talking about, and what are the conditions that led to the Prime Minister wanting to call the elections so soon?
Well, in terms of what the parties are talking about, and I think my analysis will be a little bit blunt. The opposition party has been campaigning for quite a while. This is the United Progressive Party. I know that you have a similarly named party in Barbados, but in our case, it is in fact our main opposition party. Has been campaigning for some time, and they have been campaigning around issues to do with the cost of living. It seems to be an approach which they took very early and which they have determined to stick to. So they've been campaigning on issues to do with the price of food, the price of fuel, the price of housing, relief measures. During COVID-19, they were pressuring the government to institute certain relief measures. And generally their thrust has been surrounding the cost of living. Now, the effectiveness of that message will, that will be seen as to whether or not that message would be effective. But that has been a very clear message from them, and they've been campaigning for quite some time. Now, they don't have the sort of resources that the ruling party, the main Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, has. But they, as I said, have been campaigning in some form or another for the last 2 years. Initially, when they started campaigning, the debate amongst political analysts was whether or not they had been coaxed out of the box too early, whether or not they had been set running by the Prime Minister, because at different points throughout the year, and even last year, the Prime Minister would tease. He'd say, well, there's an election coming, there's an election coming, there's an election coming. And so when the opposition launched, the debate was, hey, have they gone too early? Are they going to waste their resources? Are they going to run out of energy? Are they going to exhaust themselves? The Prime Minister now, as you know, has called an election for January, and the Labour Party's message has been somewhat mixed. There has been an attempt to base the campaign on their record. However, they have had to acknowledge that, particularly in the light of COVID-19, there are quite a number of things which they might have wanted to achieve that have not been achieved. So part of their message is not just campaigning on their record, but it's also discrediting the opposition. It is it's an attack-based sort of campaign. It's saying, this opposition candidate, would you trust him to do such and such? That opposition candidate, he has a prior XYZ against his record. That person served in government before. He was a failure in terms of managing these affairs. So that's the sort of messaging we're seeing coming out of both main parties. We do have a third party in terms of the Democratic National Alliance. They'll be going into their second election, and their position really is overall reform, systemic reform.
So, but at the end of the day, it's the voter who determines who is the winner. And what are people in Antigua saying about these messages that you've just shared? What the government is saying, what the UWP is saying, and what the other party is saying as well? How have people been responding to those messages?
Well, I think that I'll tell you what, I was here in 2018 during the last election. And my personal view of things on the ground, and again, I'm going to be entirely blunt, is that the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party does not have the same level of support that it had in 2018. In 2018, the Prime Minister, Gaston Brown, was seeking a second term. He had come into office in 2014. He absolutely routed the opposition. In a 17-seat parliament, he brought his government into power with, I believe it was 14 out of the 17 seats. Yes, that was in 2014. In 2018, he returned to power once more. The opposition did very, very poorly, very poorly. I think their supporters were simply not motivated to come out because there were a number of weaknesses in the UPP's campaign strategy at that time. In 2014, the main opposition party, the UPP, nearly lost all representation in parliament. It got one seat. And then there was another party in Barbuda, another opposition party, specifically that only campaigns in Barbuda, that got one seat. But the main opposition party only got one seat out of a 17-member parliament. Now, I would say that since then, the support for the ruling Labour Party has diminished. But I really cannot say whether that diminishment is to the point that we should expect to see a change in government. Obviously, that is what the opposition is hoping for. Now, you could very well see a change in government, but I'll be honest with you, it's not something that I am able to call. I find that Antiguans and Barbudans can be a little... They have their opinions, but often they're silent, and it can be too easy to believe that the general public is represented by those who are speaking. Those who are speaking, who let their voices be heard, tend to be those who are, diehard supporters, and they're raising their voices. So if you listen to the diehard supporters, you may think, oh wow, it's definitely going to go this way, it's definitely going to go that way. But everyone else who had an opinion was just quietly going about their business until election day.
This is a referendum on the performance of the government. And so recently we saw that you have now an airline connection between Antigua and Africa. You're carving out your new aquatic center and many other projects. How would you describe the performance of the government right now?
That's a dangerous question for me to answer, but I'm going to answer it anyway. The aquatic center, again, I'm going to be entirely blunt. They broke ground on an aquatic center. They haven't built an aquatic center. They broke ground on an aquatic center, and the groundbreaking of that aquatic center came after we had a one of our local swim teams went to a regional meet and was very successful, came back with a score of medals, won the meet overall. And just shortly after that, the government committed or recommitted, because the building of an aquatic center is something that has been touted over and over and over and has never happened for years. I mean, I used to, let me tell you, how old am I now? 26? When I was in my early teens and I used to do competitive swimming, governments were promising aquatic centers in Antigua and Barbuda. So that gives you a sense of how long it has not happened. But this administration is now promising an aquatic center. It broke ground on one. It hasn't built one. In terms of the Antigua Airways, again, I have to be entirely blunt. That is a controversial project. It's something the government appears to be quite proud of. It seems to be a partnership between a Nigerian company and the government of Antigua and Barbuda in order to organize flights between Lagos and VC Bird International Airport here in Antigua and Barbuda. But there are a lot of questions surrounding that in terms of, to what extent it was actually bringing, passengers who were viable tourists to Antigua and Barbuda. There were some reports, I don't know how credible they were, but there were some reports that the persons coming off the plane were, sort of just average students and persons looking around, didn't necessarily have a lot of money to spend, and didn't necessarily know exactly, where am I going to be staying? Am I going to this hotel? Am I going to that hotel? Yes. I'm sure that wasn't the case with all of them, but for many persons, it was a success in that, hey, you've established this linkage. For other persons, it was a question mark, as this seems as if it's being made out to be more than it is.
So what I'm hearing from you is it's optics, purely optics, but that's politics at the end of the day anyway, optics. And so with the elections being called now, nomination day is just a matter of days away, and it's Christmas, the feel-good period. Do you get the sense that Antiguans are taking this seriously enough about the future, the next 5 years, and making themselves available to gather the information to make informed decisions?
I do think so. I do think that there are people, that most people, I think, are involved and engaged in wanting to make up their minds, if they haven't made up their minds already, as to how they're going to vote. What's interesting, though, is that the ruling party launched its campaign on Monday night. Yeah, massive campaign launch, lots of bells and whistles. You had on the lineup sheet to perform, you had T and Winter, you had Claudette Peters, he's an Antiguan artist, you had Burning Flames, Antiguan artist, you had Asa Banton, Skinny Fabulous, Christopher Martin, I believe. I mean, a run sheet of headliners. So you understand that there was a lot of resources put into that launch, and the crowd at that launch was significant. And then on Tuesday, their second major campaign event was cancelled, or postponed rather, until the new year. And to follow that was a news report in the Labour Party aligned newspaper here in Antigua and Barbuda, the Point Express, that said that their campaign was going on official pause until the new year. So that too has raised a number of question marks surrounding why exactly the Prime Minister called an election just before Christmas.
Yes.
Knowing that it's Christmas.
Yes.
And knowing that it's going to be kind of difficult to campaign. I mean, they're not, let me be clear. They haven't stopped campaigning proper. They're still having, door-to-door, town hall meetings, Christmas party, but on a more party level, they've postponed it until the start of the new year. You can clearly see that his objective is to have an election in the shortest time period as possible. Bam, I call it. Bam, I give you the 21 days. Bam, it's happening in January. But there are certain indicators around it that lead one to question what sort of information does the ruling party have at its fingertips? I mean, they will always tell you, hey, our polls, I mean, Peter Wickham comes to Antigua and Barbuda quite frequently and does polls for the Labour Party.
Right.
They will tell you, look, our polls are showing that we're leading the pack. We are going to destroy this election. I mean, it's going to be an absolute rout again. But then you see certain indicators where you begin to wonder, I don't know, maybe your information isn't pointing you in that direction. Maybe it's still positive, very positive, but not as positive as you're making it out to seem. And perhaps that's why you want to, just have this over and done with as quickly as possible.
Or use the period of Christmas as a distraction, you know, of strategy. Strategy is such as it is, but that's politics again. You know, Kieran, there's so much more we can talk about, but time is literally against us. But we will be keeping an eye on and ear on what's happening there in Antigua. And when we do, you will be the man that we turn to for further analysis as well. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, and we wish you the merriest of Christmas and the best of 2023 as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
You're welcome. Likewise. Kieran Murdoch there in Antigua, who has been updating us. As you know now, Antiguans go to the polls on the 18th of January. What a day. What a day. That's my birthday. But look, hey, what a better day to have a general election on the 18th of January. And so nomination day is the 28th of December. We'll keep an eye to let you know what's happening. Stay tuned to CBC News. We'll take a break right here. When we come back, her voice is so amazing, it will turn you inside out. Quoting her song. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
The CBC That Made Us, featuring programming from yesteryear, which impacted the lives of many Barbadians. Join me, Sean Green, taking you back to some of your favorite shows from the late 70s, 80s, and 90s during the series The CBC That Made Us, every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. and repeated on Fridays, 11:30 a.m. The CBC That Made Us.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Lord, I stand in awe of you. Everything you say and do, though I may not understand, I know you have the perfect plan. Lord, I stand in awe of you. Everything I'm going through is cycles and the seasons turn. I humble myself, seek to learn. I stand in awe, in awe, in awe of you. I stand in awe, in awe, in awe of you. Lord, I stand in awe of you. Lord, I stand in awe of you.
Can we show Kelly's face? Can we show Kelly's face? I want you to see Kelly's face. If you had seen Kelly's face while we were just sharing with you, Kelly, what happened while you were watching that?
Say, when it speaks about God's perfect plan, this particular moment and everything that took place is just like a wow factor for me. Like everything, every lyric of that song is absolutely true for me personally. Yeah.
And that's what I was watching as I watched it too. I said to myself, I was thinking, I wanted to start by saying there is such purity and honesty when you deliver. And that clarity rings right through, so it pierces right away to your consciousness and understanding. And it's so interesting that that's exactly that we sat on the same point of view. And here we are today, and I'm still amazed, truly, at how clear your tone is. Kelly, I don't know how you do it, because mine has changed over the years, but yours is still one that is so clean and clear. What's the process?
Well, the process is a lot of hard work in terms of just continuing to work on my instrument. Even though I've been able to achieve certain things vocally, it's still a consistent process of keeping the vocals in tune, doing exercises, doing my best to keep healthy, keep fit, and that kind of stuff. So it is. And I think also has to do with just understanding correct vocal technique.
Yeah.
That's important. And I think once you have the foundation, time will go by, but once you keep doing the right things, then you will be able to continue on that path.
You're quite right. You know, time has gone by. You've done a lot. You've done a lot over a short period of time, from your teaching, vocal and everything else, and performance. Yeah. But then you've also been able to produce some music over time as well. Yes. And so we've seen you evolve and grow, but we've also seen you become better and better.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And so now you're about to launch another album.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, where do you find the time in the midst of all of that, while being a mother to a young, beautiful, talented star as well? Where do you find the time?
I don't know if you find the time. I think it's more,
you just make the time.
Yeah, you make the time, and I think once you understand what your purpose is, I think that's what makes the things all come together. I think if we are clear about understanding that God has placed us on earth for a specific purpose, and sometimes there are different angles to that purpose, so it's not always just one thing. But I think once you understand that, it helps you to be able to make the time to get those specific things done.
What do you define your purpose to be?
My purpose is really about inspiring people. I really think that's what my purpose in life is. So whether it's music, whether it's teaching, whether it's being a mother, doesn't matter what. I think my purpose is to inspire.
I love it. I love it. You keep it simple. It's to inspire others. I think it's of mine is of service.
Yes.
Just service to whomever, to whatever as well. And so once we're clear on what that is, we will always be good at what it is we do.
So
and because you have your purpose and you're very clear on what that is, and you're so good at what you do, you're going to be launching a new album really, really soon. Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm going to be launching my 3rd studio album. It is going to be on the 1st of January 2023 at the Grand Sal. So
what a way to start our year.
And the significance of that is 2 years ago, that day, the January 1st, is the first time that I really started this journey with the song Spirit of God. It was released on the 1st of January 2021, and this is going to be exactly 2 years. And that only started with one song, and God just started doing, something totally magnificent with the entire process. So now we are January 1st, 2023, at the Grand Sal. We're going to be, the full body of work is going to be launched.
You know, when you hit an emotional point, you have to swallow to get
you
past
do.
that. You've just made me swallow to get past that. I had to tell you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so here it is on January the 1st, when we're starting the new year. None of us knows what that year will bring, but we have to have faith.
Yes.
And so in faith, you are launching out on January the 1st as well.
I should have walked with some tissue.
I'm sorry. But here it is. And so it's at the Grand. What time does it start?
8 p.m.
At 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yes.
What is it that you're going to be offering then from the album?
It's going to be a story, for sure. It is going to be the presentation itself. You're going to have the audio when you leave, but you're also going to have the visual on the night.
Nice.
And it's going to be very different. I know people are looking to come to hear me sing, yes, because I'm going to do a performance as well. But the presentation of it really tells a story. And it's an intimate story.
Yes, yes.
So I'm really looking forward for people to be all a part of it.
I want you to look at the screen if you can see the big one. Say, wow, very inspirational. I can see God in that lady's face. That's what our commenters on our social media are already saying about you.
Thank
and
you.
I'm glad that you guys are seeing it, because I have it right here in living color. But I've known it over the years. I've known you, as I said, I've seen you evolve into who you are today. And a lot of times, know, in evolution, people want to keep you in a particular corner. So people look, she's a gospel artist, that's all she could do. That she's a jazz artist, that's all she could do. But they don't know the breadth of who you truly are.
I actually like to think of it about the Technicolor code.
Yes.
And it's a coat of many colors.
Yes.
And I don't think that we should be, it's a coat of many colors. I don't think that we should be restricted, and I think so many people are restricted, and this entire project is one of those testaments of you don't, because I fought not doing this for a long time, this music.
Really?
You know, I wasn't doing this, you know. Jazz is what I do.
Yes.
But God was just giving me these songs, and nobody ever heard them.
Yes.
So the process of this entire project really started because I said yes to Him.
Yes.
When I said yes to Him, and I started with one song, what God did was literally turn a tap on, and things just started but it's just not the things starting, but I think it has to do with obedience. I think it has to do with saying yes, even though we don't understand where it's leading. I did not think, Pearson, that I'll be sitting with you having this conversation to tell you that I'm launching an album. Because when He said to me, it's time to start producing music now, which was maybe like 6 months ago, I was like, okay. And literally everything stopped. I didn't get it wasn't there to produce more music. I just felt it was time to stop. 3 months later, He says to me, it's time to start the album. To pull the songs that I was releasing to create the album. And I was like, God, say what now? Hello. Do you understand what is happening now? Like the world, finances, all that kind of stuff. And I said yes again. And I said, God, I just want you to blow my mind.
Yes.
And I don't know if I understood exactly what that meant when I said it.
Yes.
But what I am discovering is that I did tell Him to blow my mind. And in the midst of all of the challenges I'm facing, it is as if I said blow, and He's been doing that. And how He's been doing that, when we think of the concept of blowing, when we do, He's doing that in the sense where times get tough, a person comes and gives me a hug, or I get a call, or I get a message, or I make a call to somebody and somebody that said no, the other person says yes. And that's how He's been blowing my mind. So He is giving me what I asked Him for. You know. So on the 1st of January 2023, you know, the website where people can get information from for this is www.eastpointproductions.com/events, and all the information is there. But I have to tell you something special about this. We understand that we are in these times, and I've created something called the Give Initiative. Because in my work as a performer, I also, as a teacher as well, I also encounter students who are unable sometimes to be able to have these types of special experiences. And I know that there are people abroad and even here who would like to come, but January 1st is a very special time. So people are busy and that kind of stuff. But the Give Initiative really is about allowing persons who want to be able to sow into this project to be able to still do so by, once you purchase your access, that will give that student, it's pretty much you're giving a student a space to come to the event on the evening. And they can always, the person who's purchased, they can either keep their album, so we will get that album to you, or you can give the student with a space as well as the album.
Beautiful.
So that's for you know, if anybody's interested, they can always
and we
get
can
in
do that
contact
gifting
with us.
online on eastpointproductions.com.
Yes.
eastpointproductions.com, eastpointproductions.com, so that it sticks in your memory right there indeed. You know, as I was listening to you, I kept thinking of the story of Abraham, and he had to sacrifice Isaac when God told him stop. And he wanted you to stop doing the thing you love.
Yes.
Abraham had to sacrifice the person he loved, his son, but he was obedient to the call. And then he got to that point, God said, don't worry about it.
Oh gosh. Whew.
Don't worry about it. You know, I hear you are now, don't worry about it. I got you, Kerry. And so God is truly working through you. And, you know, I don't know if you'll ever be able to make a decision, but I love the fact that you'll be able to still use your jazz and gospel. So you haven't gone away from your foundation at all.
No, I haven't. The expression, everything, the heart is what is important. Because I struggled with that for a long time. Should I do gospel? Should I do jazz? That's a whole other story by itself, Pearson. But I started to understand because I stopped doing jazz for about maybe 6-8 months because I thought I had to do gospel in the way we knew how to do it.
Yes.
And I was the most miserable in my life. And that taught me, my husband said to me, God wouldn't give you confusion. If he's made this road for you, he will open those doors for you. And that moment I stopped and I said, you know what? It's my heart that God is after. It's not if I do jazz, the style of jazz or the style of gospel or soca or whatever. It really has to do with what my heart is, and my messages will say. It's just my expression is jazz, and my expression sometimes is gospel too. So why not?
So
and if you know you do. So I think once we are clear, and I started to become very clear. So that's why this project started to really usher in me just answering, okay, God, you've given me this. There's something to it. You're telling me to do it. I'm going to do it. I don't know where it's going to go. Song 1 turned into song 2, turned into song 5, turned into music. Because I'd never done a music video before. So Spirit of God was the first music video.
Wow.
And I directed the music, all the music videos I directed. You know, it's just how he started to just show me things, gifts on the inside I didn't know that I had.
Indeed,
you know?
what a vessel you truly are, honestly, because once one surrenders oneself, he uses us to his glory, to his benefit, indeed. And you see the blessings pouring in from him. So you're never empty, you're always full, you're always sufficient, as a matter of fact. And here it is, it's from that sufficiency that on the 1st of January, at the Grand Salle of the Central Bank. That's where we will all be. And what a start to a year at 8 o'clock in the evening. And so if you go to eastpointproductions.com, that's where we can actually begin the process of giving. So that someone, a student themselves, can be at the event.
Most definitely.
Or you can get and you will also get the album, by the way. But we want you to turn up in person, because I know you'd want to see everybody there. Something tells me you're going to take the time to talk to them. You're going to take the time to share. I can just see it evolving and unfolding as I speak here right there. So just for those who are not as visual as I, paint for them what's going to happen on that day, on that evening, January the 1st.
On January the 1st, you're going to arrive to the songs of beautiful music, wonderful atmosphere, and then you're going to be transformed into a place where you get to hear and you get to see what God has been doing in me and through me with this music. It is going to take you on a journey that is going to be extremely intimate.
Wow.
That's what's going to happen. And then you're going to get to take some photos with me. I'll do some signing. I just love people, so I just love being around people. And we have a beautiful 360 booth that's going to be there. Nice. You know, you're going to have some nice wine. So come on down on the 1st of January. Start the year with...
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Say yes to this, everybody. And in saying yes to this, go to eastpointproductions.com/events. And you get more details. You can get to see how you purchase your tickets. And can we do purchasing online?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, once you go on that site, you can do your purchasing. Everything there, yeah.
eastpointproductions.com/events. And start the process, indeed. So come and explore. Come to be enthralled, but come also to be inspired by the work and the ministry of Kelly Cadogan. She does more than jazz. She inspires, indeed, in a very real, rich way. It's going to be in the Grand Salle of the Central Bank. You know where that is, in town, on January the 1st, but the evening of January the 1st. So having started your year, you rest up a little bit, put on your glad rags, and you come down. You get a chance to not just meet with her, but you get a chance to take some photographs with her as well. And it's perhaps a great chance for you to, if you have that very talented one in your family, let them come. Let them come. Bring them. Let them come. And in coming, they will see what the benefits will be. They will derive those benefits, indeed. And tell me a little bit about the classes in the school. When again are you going to be starting classes? I know you're probably taking a Christmas break.
Yeah, taking a Christmas break for sure. But what I'm doing, I'm focusing a lot more on the coaching now. But with this specific project with the launch, those students who come, I'm going to be continuing doing some master classes with those students, because I think it's important to be able to pass on the information as well, so that they just don't come and have that experience, but we can facilitate having conversations around sometimes what some students may want to know. So how do you do a full album? It's one thing to do one song, but to do a whole body of work is another thing. But even if it's just one song they want to do, I've learned a lot of stuff over the years in terms of doing this, so I want to be able to continue having those conversations after that.
Sweet. So we're going to do this, folks. We're going to do this. And Kelly Cadogan, as always, Merry Christmas to you.
Thanks,
all
and the same
best.
to you.
I just know God is going to move you in amazing ways. I can't wait to watch His wonders. Indeed, that will manifest through you and your ministry. Thank you very much for coming.
It's been a pleasure. Merry Christmas to you, and wanted everyone
good.
to.
January the 1st, note the date, January the 1st, the time is 8 p.m. The Grand Sale of the Central Bank of Barbados. Go to the website eastpointproductions.com/events. Purchase your ticket to someone and get your album, but come to the Grand Sale on the 1st of January from 8 in the evening and engage with Kelly Cadogan. We're taking a break here. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Enjoy movies, soaps, drama, comedy, inspiration, education, music, and more. You get it all when you get MCTV, because MCTV gives you more.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Think before you click, Bajan. Think before you click. Don't forget now. Before you spread wrong information, think before you click. Just stop and think. Think before you click. BBS. Think before you click. If you can't confirm the source of the information, think before you click. When friends send news to your phone, check the source or leave it alone. Cause people creating fake news to deceive you and confuse. Alright yo, accident broadcast on WhatsApp. Check yourself, don't forward that. Have respect for the victims' family. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
14 minutes now to go to the hour of 8 o'clock. We are just days away from Christmas, almost moments away from Christmas. The children are looking forward eagerly to see what's under their tree. Have you finished your wrapping? Have you finished your buying? Have you bought the drinks? Have you even begun to bake or even get the products for baking? What have you done? Are you all ready? Are you seriously ready? And if you're not seriously ready, you better get serious today, because you have today and tomorrow to get it all done in. So time is really ticking by and literally waiting on no man or woman. So we have some amazing talent, don't we? Kelly Cadogan, what a warm, inspiring soul she truly is. I want to encourage you to go out on January the 1st at 8 o'clock and be a part of that experience there in the Grand Sal. Go to eastpointproductions.com/events and reserve your space. But there's a man called John Yard. John Yard. What else does one have to say about the name John Yard? And immediately you know exactly what will flow from his mouth. He has a song called No, Not I. What's that song about? Take a look.
Not me! Not me, sorry! And so this is Christmas. The season has come. It's time to be merry. It's time to have fun. A momentous occasion for everyone. But I have a problem. Oh, I have been rolling. By the time Christmas Day comes, I just be burned. So I tell myself this year all of that done. So I made a list and I'm checking it twice. These things I the season has come. All through the city, look all through the town. Every supermarket, every single store. Ain't no room to move around, cause it's people galore. Each time from November 1 to January 5, I can't understand why the price is so high. All of these people, they've gone and lost their mind, simply because they say it's Christmas time. I ain't changing no curtains, ain't painting no walls. They say but it's Christmas time, I say they you them. No big lobby shopping, I'm not standing in lines. I gonna sit down, rock my get, enjoy the Christmas time. Hey, no, not I, no, not I, no, not I, not this Christmas time, not this year, not me. No, not I, no, not I gonna sit down, rock my get, enjoy the Christmas time. You see in the supermarket, you want drunk? I got put your body wrong about though, cause I'm going in that traffic. You want go away Christmas Eve? Or get up there? Tell me how it was. Not me! No, not I, not this Christmas, not this one, not next year. Wait, what's that you say, baby? You want me to go and do what? No problem. She's on, boy. Look, I gotta go to everyone and get this groceries for my wife here. Talk to her later.
Ah, that's funny. That is funny. Joy Yard, well done. No, not I. Boy, you can't fight it. Don't fight it. Just go with the flow. Get it over and done with. Oh, you're making a sport. You can't resist the pull when things gotta get done here. You know, and oddly enough, that triggered for me a memory from just yesterday. I went into a hardware store and I was saying to the cashier, girl, you must be tired. She said, well, no, man, I just go with the flow. It's Christmas. It's only one period of time. And just now it's going to be over. So just go. I said, you're right. Don't fight it. Just don't fight it. Go with the flow. And you'll find that you will enjoy the moment far better than if you fought that moment indeed. All right, we're going to take a break right here, folks. We are coming back with more this Friday morning on Morning Barbados.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday.
So, I'm Sam.
I'm Alicia. I'm Nadia.
And we're from the television's production department at the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Season's greetings.
And I all body hand.
Me too.
All body hand.
While you go about your business, we go about our business, and that is gathering the news. Stay up to date at CBC News Barbados on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Get news update on radio throughout the day. And join us for the CBC News Night at 7 every night. CBC News team is on the job and bringing you the news.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Okay, get on your unscrambled hats. Get on your unscrambled hats. It's time to unscramble some Christmas words with me. You know what to do, right? Give me a call on 228-5562 or 228-5563 and let's see how smart you are. Look at this. Look at the first set of jumbled junk on your screen and tell me, what words do you see right there? Tell me. Figure this one out. And if you love Christmas enough and you know the lingo, the language, everything around Christmas, the things that people say, then you will know these words that you see on your screen. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Call me now and tell me what those letters represent when you unscramble them. 228-5562, 228-5563. Good morning. Hello.
Hello and Merry Christmas, season's greetings. We going to midnight mass.
Yes, we are going to midnight mass indeed. Well done, Rons. Is this Rhonda?
Yes, it is, Pearson.
Oh, I wasn't hearing very clearly. I wasn't hearing clearly. That's why. But good. So, are you going to midnight mass, or are you going to 5 o'clock?
No, I don't do midnight mass. I don't do
5
it.
o'clock. What time?
I don't usually since small. When I used to go to the Western Holiness, I used to do that. But you know, at the Adventists, we don't do midnight mass.
That is true. That is true.
Right.
That is true. All right, Rons, all the best.
Yeah, all the best. All the best. And to you
Likewise,
and
indeed.
your staff, everybody there.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we have a new set of words on your screen. New set of words on your screen. New chance for you to give me a call. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Now, this one will get you good. I can bet you this one is going to get you good. Stumped immediately. If you think you can stump me by proving to me that you can spot the words here, stump me. Call me. 228-5562 or 228-5563. I know you don't know what you see before you. 228-5562 or 228-5563. I'd love you to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I dare you. Yes, I dare you. Prove me wrong. You don't know the words on your screen. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Call. I dare you. I dare you. Call me now. Got you good, right? Got you good. I am not the Grinch who stole Christmas. I am not him. But I can tell you, you don't know these words. 228-5562. 228-5563. And I can boldly and confidently say so. But can you confidently and boldly give me a call to prove me wrong? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
I told you. Hi.
Hi.
Do you
I
think you know the
word
words?
is Punch
Pardon me?
Punch cream.
Punch a creme?
Yes, please.
You sure?
Yes, please.
You worked from the last word and came forward, or you worked from the first word and went backward?
I just looked at it and the cream, the CREME told me what it was.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Okay. You're right here. You may be shamed. You're absolutely right. Punch a creme it is indeed. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
Have a Merry Christmas. She's too sweet, too sweet. Can we get them? Yeah, we could give them one more, man. We got time. We got time. Let's do this. Oh, this one's so easy. Right away, I could tell you what this is. Can you tell me? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Now, I must tell you, for a lot of these, I don't know here. I honestly don't know. My production crews who work on this. So tell me now, what words do you see on your screen? 228-5562 or 228-5563. This is, as I would always say, easy, weasy, Japanesey. So simple. Should take you no time to get this one out. Even I, in my old age, I can see it. 228-5562 or 63. Good morning. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, how are you doing, sir?
I am fine.
People say to you, you got a real deep voice, though, you right? I say yes,
Well,
say yes.
I call to unscramble your words.
But unscramble these words. Tell me what you see.
I see in Queen's Park, so we getting
Me
ready.
too. You get ready
They
for...
come in.
You go to Queen's Park?
Not all the time, but this year I plan to take the occasion.
Aha. So that means that you have gone out and you have bought a suit or something. Am I right?
Call it an outfit.
Okay, you better have bought an outfit. And you're so happy with your choice that you can't wait for Christmas morning to head into the park, right?
Oh, yes. And
Because
and
you...
what people say, for me to compensate.
Aye. You got 4%. So what parish are you watching from?
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas, and are you gonna drive or are you gonna take the bus down to Queen's Park?
I normally drive, but I think I can use the occasion to take a drive.
You're gonna take the drive down to Queen's Park because you want to pump a set, right?
Yes.
This Berkeley? Is this Berkeley?
No, it is not. No.
Okay, fair enough. All right. I wish you a very Merry Christmas. All the best for the holidays, okay?
To you and yours and the whole team at CBC.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, that's it for today. By the way, Nadia Foster, who is my producer, today celebrates her birthday. For those of you who called, you would have heard her voice at the other end of the line. She's happy birthday today, Nadia. From all of us here, the crew of Mornin Barbados, and they're blowing all sorts of noisemakers in my ears. Happy birthday! So Nadia, enjoy your birthday. You're a good Christmas girl. So to all of you, we thank you for joining us this year and during the Christmas holidays as well. From the management and staff of the CBC and all of us right here at Mornin Barbados, we want to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas. We look forward to seeing you right after the holidays. Take care and Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Season's greetings from the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation.